Hello, everybody, and welcome to another edition of Wednesday Night Mayhem live on YouTube and StreamYard.com. It is Michael Fletcher alongside Anthony Floyo and Michael Bullock. We don't know if we're going to get Dee Dee Woodson tonight. I did send her an invite. Hopefully, she does arrive very soon. Uh,
She's not going to be on tonight.
all right, then I guess it's going to be a three-person show then. Um, so what we're going to do, as always, we're going to start with AEW, and then we will follow it up with NXT. So, yeah, so we got really nothing more to say. So let's just dive right on in. Let's start off with AEW. We started off with Darby Allin versus Ricky Stark. Darby Allin wins the match in 10 minutes. Good start to the show. 3-star match. It was a solid from bell to bell. Good wrestling, and yeah, there was some good high spots, some good moments in the match, but it could have been a lot better. Absolutely. I'm not gonna say it was overwhelmingly great, but I thought it was a solid match. So I'll go 3.25. So Anthony, it's yours.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, Matt. This was definitely a solid show to start things off here tonight. This was a really good, solid wrestling match between two of the most talented young stars on the roster. The one problem, it never felt like the grudge match it probably should have been. We had seen the tensions between Allen and Starks build and build for weeks. This felt like a really competitive match between two wrestlers looking to move up in the rankings rather than the final blow-off of a red-hot feud. Still, it was a great and energetic way to kick off the show, and the involvement of Hobbs and Cage suggests the issues between all involved may go on for the foreseeable future. And next week on AEW Dynamite, Brian Cage will defend a rare defense of that FTW championship, the brainchild of Taz. Brian Cage will defend that title next week on Dynamite against Will Hobbs. You ready for a Haas fight? I know I am. So, nothing more to say. Solid 3 stars. I agree with MF's ratings. So, Michael Bullock, good way to start the show here tonight.
Yeah, this was definitely a great way to start the show. I mean, a good solid match here to start it off between two young talent in AEW. Yeah, 3 stars I think was the correct rating. I mean, it could have been a little bit better, but I liked what I saw from Darby Allin, and but yeah, it never really felt like a blow up. I mean, we thought this would be the blow up match with these two. So, but you never know. So yeah, that match next week for the FTW Championship, Brian Cage and Will Hobbs. That's going to be, as you would say, Fletch, a Michael Fletcher be a man fight. You got two powerful uh, guys going at it. So yeah, that's definitely got something good written all over it. So nothing more to say. Fletch, it's yours.
Then we had a couple of promo segments. We had one by Cody Rhodes. That was actually really good. It was a really good segment, to say the very least. Then we had a little backstage thing with FTR and the Young Bucks. Well, it did lead to the next match of the second match of the night, which was Dax Harwood and Cash Wheeler going up against Scorpio Sky and Frankie Kazarian of SCU, winners of the bout. In 15 minutes and 40 seconds was FTR, and the AEW World Tag Team titles were on the line, by the way. So, still, the AEW World Tag Team Champions was FTR. Anthony Florio, you lead off.
Fight of the night, 3.75 to 4 stars. This was a great bit of wrestling from two tag teams who are synonymous with it. While it felt like it ran out of steam late, everything that came before the closing minutes was absolutely stellar stuff that showcased the in-ring chemistry and psychology of the teams. Tully Blanchard's interference firmly solidifies him as a dangerous asset to champions that absolutely do not need his assistance to prove themselves the best in the world. And finally, the finish allows SCU to stay in the hunt for the titles, as they could always incite the indecisive nature of the match as the reason for a potential rematch down the line. But nonetheless, fantastic match. I'll go as far as to say this was indeed my fight of the night, hands down. 3.75 to 4 stars. Michael Bullock, there's no, this match tonight proved why AEW's tag team division is hands down the best in professional wrestling today.
And I'm not going to debate you on that. I mean, it's hard to argue that when you got two of the best in the ring, right? As we saw tonight in FTR and SCU. I agree. This was definitely the fight of the night. 3.75 to 4. I mean, kudos to FTR and SCU for definitely putting on a really good match here. And yeah, SCU proved to be a threat, but Tully Blanchard's interference really swung the tide. And yeah, it could lead to a rematch somewhere down the line. So yeah, there's really nothing more to say. So MF, it's yours.
Fight of the night, no doubt about it. 3.75 of a star. I'm not gonna give it the full 4, but it was a great match, no doubt about it. Um, I said it once, I'm saying it again. FTR is the best tag team in the world today. I'm gonna continue beating that drum, and I don't give a damn if you gonna argue me about it. I don't. FTR is without a doubt the best thing that happens with this company. So I really got nothing else to add. This was really good. So we did have the next match. It was Mark Queen, or Mark Quinn, I should say, of the private part
Isaiah Cassidy.
Isaiah Cassidy. I'm sorry, Isaiah Cassidy versus Chris Jericho. Jericho wins the match in 11 minutes and 10 seconds. And Mike Bullock, I give it to you.
Yeah, this was a solid match here. I'll give it about maybe another 3 stars for the effort here. I mean, I mean Isaiah Kennedy. I mean, it basically gave Chris Jericho all he could handle, but Chris Jericho proved why he is the best right now. So yeah, so there's really nothing more to say. Fletch is yours. 3 stars is my rating.
I agree with that. 3 stars, solid match, good battle, good fight. And at the end of the day, this was the expected outcome, man. I don't think there was any arguments about this. There was nothing else to add. I think it was a great victory for Jericho. Yeah, it reestablishes him. But right now you kind of trying to figure a storyline out for him. But for Isaiah Cassidy, I mean, this was a great opportunity. It was a great match. It was a great battle. Um, I don't think there's anything else to add. So yeah, well done, Cassidy. Cassidy looked good, but Jericho is the best in the one of the best in the world. So I mean, if he would have lost that fight, God help. So, nothing more to say. Florio, it's yours.
This was another fun, energetic match and a string of them tonight. Jericho was great as the oppressive veteran heel, and Cassidy shined as the resilient, out of his league babyface who just narrowly lost the biggest match of his young career to date. The interaction between Jericho and Luther, as well as the Demo God and Hager's attack on Luther and Serpentico after the match, um, just set up a showdown for next week between the Inner Circle and the Chaos Project. Considering Jericho and Hager are making their way up the tag ranks, there are worse ways to get them there than by having them go through all the teams, including their fellow heels. And next week on Dynamite, Chris Jericho and Jake Hager will square off against Luther and Serpentico, the Chaos Project, as we honor the 30th anniversary of Le Champion and what is shaping up to be one hell of a show next week. So there's really nothing more to say on this. 3 to 3.25 is my rating for this. So nothing more to say. MF, let's move on.
All right, and the next thing that we had, well, this one we're not going to get into, but it was Orange Cassidy versus Dark Order number 10. Orange Cassidy wins the match in 3 minutes and 25 seconds. Solid match. Really nothing more to add. Then we got some more some more promo stuff. Next thing we had was Dr. Britt Baker going one on one with Red Velvet. Britt Baker wins the match in 4 minutes and 30 seconds. All right, simple spotlight match. I don't think there's really much to talk about on this, guys. But so I mean, fine for what it was worth. I really got nothing more to add. So, main event, AEW title on the line. The Butcher versus John Moxley. Moxley wins the match in 14 minutes and 30 seconds. Look, good match. Solid fight. Good main event. The problem is that was it anything special? Was it anything better? No. I mean, solid main event, 3.5 stars, I'll give you that. But at the end of the day, I really don't think there was anything that would have stood out or made it anything better. I mean, Moxley's fought better matches. He's had better competition. This, for me, I'm sorry, and you can call me whatever. I thought this was the weakest of all his title defenses up to date. To date, this was the worst title defense he's had. I'm sorry. I Butcher and Blade has no business for an AEW World Title match. No business whatsoever. Florio Go 2.5 star match.
I was gonna say you overscored that, but you said 2.5. Thank goodness, because you at first said 3.5. I'm like, no, that was not a 3.5 star match. No way. But MF, you redeemed yourself. Good job. 2.5 stars. That's the rating for me as well. I agree. But I'm not going to be as critical as MF was. I mean, just 5 years into his professional wrestling career, Butcher main evented an episode of Dynamite against the world champion and turned in a hell of a performance that really saw him spotlighted. He never looked out of his element, nor did the moment appear too big for him. Instead, he worked a smart physical match that saw him throw everything he had at the champ before succumbing to the same DDT/choke combination stars much more established and experienced than he had. The money match appears to be another showdown between Moxley and Eddie Kingston, but time will tell if Moxley makes it past Lance Archer in 2 weeks on the AEW anniversary show. So that is all I'm going to say on this. I do agree it was, the weakest Moxley world title match, but give Butcher credit though. He hung with him. That's all I'm going to say on that. So I do agree.
You ain't getting anything from me, Florio. Forget that.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. So before it gets too out of hand, I'm just going to give it to Michael Bullock. It's all yours.
Really, AEW? Really? I mean, John Moxley had some good title defenses, but you give him the Butcher? I'm sorry. I'm going to be critical just like MF. The Butcher and the Blade have no business of being in a freaking AEW World Title match. They don't deserve it. They don't deserve it whatsoever. I mean, I feel bad for John Moxley. I mean, he deserves way better than this. I'm sorry. I mean, 2.5 stars. I mean, I'm actually gonna go lower. 2.25 stars. I mean, what AEW did tonight was straight up, and I'm sorry for what I'm about to say, and I know I'm gonna cause a little little chaos. It is straight up bullshit. You ought to be ashamed of yourselves, AEW. You're way better than this. What you did was straight up horseshit. Fletcher, go.
All right, overall review time. Anthony, it's all yours, my friend.
All right. Yes, there were a couple of questionable moments there. Yes, sir. Okay. Just wanted to have got tied up there for a moment. Something good just came my way. So Anyways, getting back to this, let me see. What did I have? I had this as about 7.5 out of 10. I would have gone 8, but the thing is, the main event and a couple of other things brought it down. 7.5 to 7.75. I think that's the appropriate rating for this. I mean, we only had we did have 2 squash matches for Isaiah for Orange Cassidy and Dr. Britt, and tonight's episode certainly felt like a calm before the storm type show, with nothing that was absolutely can't miss. Yet everything still came up as important. I don't really know Luther. I'm not a big fan of his, but the little exchange between him and Jericho will lead to the continued trek of Jericho and Hager trying to be a legitimate tag team. And Cody's promo, that was one of my big highlights of the night. I'll get into that in a moment. Um, the Miro and Kip interaction, that was pretty cool. And major props to FTR and SCU, who put on a banger, and Jericho and Isaiah was a solid affair as well. Middle of the road show, but nothing I can complain about. Even with the stuff there, there was a couple of other things, but yeah, the Cody thing, that was intended to drum up interest in next week's Dog Collar match, and it worked to great effect. The intense brawl between Cody and Lee was great. The introduction of other competitors feeding off the tension was perfectly done, and the result was absolute chaos that was impossible to take one's eye off of. On a special edition of Dynamite that will serve as the 1-year anniversary of the historic debut broadcast, there is no better match than Cody versus Lee to headline. It continues an ongoing rivalry. There is a unique gimmick involved, and the TNT Championship is the centerpiece. Everything about that angle was great stuff, and that's putting it over that. So I got to eat my words here. It's not often that I have to do this, but I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna take back what I said about the Butcher. I mean, I 100% agree with you guys. I've had a very long day today, and that my judgment on that could have been a little bit better. So I'm actually gonna make an indemnity to that title match, and I'm actually gonna give that 2 stars for the effort. And I 100% agree with everything you guys said on that. I thank you guys for opening my eyes on that. I mean, I can't believe I just gave the Butcher credit. Oh my God, what was I thinking? Horrible.
You opened the floodgates, Mario.
I'm sorry. So I'm very sorry about that. So before things get out of hand, nothing more to say. So 7.5 to 7.75 out of 10. So that's all I'm gonna say. I'm gonna shut up now. So MF just or Bullock, just take it. Whoever, just take it before I get into trouble here. And I don't want any trouble tonight, please. I've had a very long day.
Too late, Florio. You already said it, so it's out there, and you can't take it back. I mean, I appreciate the apology, but you said it, and unfortunately, you're gonna have to eat it. So, that's, what did you give it, Florio?
7.5 to 7.75.
I'm sorry. After the main event, I'm sorry. I'm gonna be a little critical, and I'm gonna 6.5 out of 10 for me. I mean, the main event really took some of the air out of it. I mean, especially when you put the Butcher as John Moxley's opponent. Seriously, AEW, you could have done way better than that. Sorry, this is where I have to be even more critical than that. So, I mean, all the other stuff was good, but it was just the choosing of the opponent just really left a bad taste in my mouth. Fletcher, it's yours.
Yes, yeah, like I said, it was a good show. It at the 7.5. I definitely agree with that for Florio. There's really nothing more to add. So we're just going to go right into NXT. Started it off with a hot match. Shotzi Blackheart versus Dakota Kai. A winner of the bout in 13 minutes and 9 seconds was Shotzi Blackheart. Fight of the night. First match out. Fight of the night. Incredible match. Easily 3.5 stars. And well done by both women. This was a great fight, back and forth, one on one. There was really nothing more to add. Anthony Florio, the women absolutely delivers again tonight.
You underscored the match, MF. 3 3/4 to 4. That's my rating for this. That's how good this fight was for me. No doubt about it. You absolutely nailed it. The spot when Kai and Blackheart crashed to the floor from the apron was legitimately frightening because the impact looked so brutal. Luckily, both superstars quickly recovered and appeared to be fine. This was a great showcase for both women. They each got to show off their specialties, but Shotzi Blackheart came out of this with more momentum due to the win. The next encounter will likely be a tag team match playa with Rhea Ripley and Shotzi Blackheart teaming up to take on Raquel Gonzalez and Dakota Kai. They might add it to TakeOver, or then again, they might put it on next week's show. We don't know. So we'll have to wait and see. I mean, they usually like to do kickoff. I mean, they're starting to do kickoff matches on NXT, so maybe they may do that. Maybe they might add one more match to TakeOver, giving us 6. But then again, they usually only do 5. So, but that tag match, it's inevitable. That's all there is to say on that. So there's no question about this. This was the fight in the night. MF absolutely nailed it. 3 3/4 to 4. Michael Bullock, your women's division continues to thrive. And Shotzi Blackheart, let me tell you. I mean, yes, Dakota Kai is great, but Shotzi Blackheart, to me, is the future of your women's division. And Michael Bullock, keep an eye out on Shotzi because that's a blue chipper you got there.
Oh, I've already got my my eye on Shotzi Blackheart. She is. I mean, yes, Io Shirai is the champion, but Shotzi Blackheart is one of the bright stars of the future for the women's division in NXT. I mean, credit to her, credit to Dakota Kai for putting on an awesome match to kick off NXT. I mean, yeah, the Rhea Ripley interference after Raquel Gonzalez tried to get involved really added to it. And yeah, I'm with Florio here. I think we could get a tag team match between these two. Maybe they could add it a takeover, maybe to the kickoff show, or maybe for next week's NXT. I really don't know, but we'll find out. But major props to both of these women. So there's really nothing more to say. So, so Fletch, it's yours.
Yeah, no, like I said, it was really good, red hot, nothing bad to say. Then we had a whole bunch of filler stuff right after that. Then we had Cameron Grimes had 2 matches, fought against Ariel Dominguez, won that in 7 seconds. Then had another match against I guess Rich Holland, which I guess the match ended in 33 seconds. Don't know. Just a lot of stuff. So then we had Kushida versus Tony Nese. Kushida wins the match in 2 minutes and 12 seconds over Tony Nese. We're not gonna get into that. More promo stuff and everything else. Then we had Adam Cole versus Austin Theory, and Adam Cole wins the match in 9 minutes and 29 seconds. Anthony Florio, you can take this one for a spin.
Absolutely. Solid 3 stars. There's no doubt about this. The first half of this match made Adam Cole look great. It was the first time since he lost the NXT championship that he felt like the confident and dominant competitor he usually is. The second half was more competitive and allowed Theory to show off a bit with moves like a standing moonsault and a springboard dropkick. He looked good against one of NXT's best. In fact, Theory would have fit right in with the Undisputed Era a year ago. If this doesn't turn into a big feud, it wouldn't be surprising to see Cole try to recruit Theory at some point. But nonetheless, 3 to 3 1/4 stars. That's my rating for this. I'd probably say this was the third best fight of the night. So nothing more to say. I mean, Michael Bullock. I mean, Adam Cole finally back on track after losing the NXT title 2.5 months ago.
Yeah, Adam Cole is definitely back on track, and that's pretty dangerous if he's back to being the Adam Cole that he was when he was the longest reigning NXT champion. And yeah, I mean, he's a guy I don't think anybody wants to cross paths with right now, and Austin Theory was a prime example of that. So definitely 3 stars, and yeah, really nothing more to say. So, Fletch, it's yours.
3 stars. Total agreement. Really nothing more to add here. So then we had Caden Carter going 1-on-1 with Zaya Lee. Caden Carter wins the match in 3 minutes and 24 seconds. Nice little match. Then we had Shawn Michaels introduce Finn Balor and Kyle O'Reilly. Contract signing in an empty arena, more of a cinematic look, which is going to be pretty cool. Nice promo by both men, leading to the main event, which was actually the Johnny and Candice LeRae, Johnny Gargano and Candice LeRae, husband and wife, against Damian Priest, who is the North American champion, and the NXT Women's Champion Io Shirai mixed tag fight in the main event, and it was the challengers, Candice LeRae and Johnny Gargano, winning the match in 10 minutes and 13 seconds. Michael Bullock, pretty good main event for your show, buddy, and it looks like Candice and Johnny definitely got the leg up on the North American champion and women's champion, respectively.
Yeah, they definitely did get the leg up on the champions. I'll give this about maybe 3.25 stars for the effort here. But yeah, I mean, obviously, I mean, to me, this was the right move here. I mean, Johnny Gargano and Candice LeRae, you want to make them look good going into their respective matches. So, could this be a booking 101 scenario um where Damian Priest and Io Shirai walk away still the champs? Well, you're gonna have to find out come Friday night when we preview NXT Takeover 31. So yeah, so there's really nothing more to add from me. So a nice way to close out the show. So Fletch, I mean, the challengers they come out on top. But now the big question is, will they get it done at Takeover 31?
Yeah, that's the big question. Solid main event, no doubt about it. I'll give this 3.5 stars. I thought this was well done. And I like the match. I like the psychology. Yes, the booking makes this feel like maybe that the Garganos will both lose their respective matches at Takeover 31. We don't know. I do know that they were trying to build it as an opportunity for them to win the title, but I'm pretty sure that maybe one of them gets a belt. I don't know if both of them. I think right now I'll go with Io Shirai to win and keep the title, unless they give it to Candice for Shotzi to get the shot and take the belt from her. But that's my theory on that. As far as Damian Priest versus Johnny Gargano, I'm leaning towards Gargano right now, honestly. But we'll see. Florio, it's yours.
Second best fight of the night, 3.25 to 3.5 stars. I believe that's the correct rating for this. This was a fun main event. Shirai and Priest showed a surprising amount of chemistry for two people who have never teamed up before. LeRae and Shirai have a more personal feud at the moment, but both title matches on Sunday should be entertaining if this bout was anything to go by. The power couple has developed into two of the best heels in NXT. Whether they win or lose on Sunday night, they will continue to be a big part of the show moving forward. So there's really nothing more to say on this. 3.25, 3.5. This was the second best fight of the night, no doubt about it. So I believe it's onward and upward to overall review, MF.
Yes, it is. And it actually is led off by, I believe it goes to Michael Bullock. So, actually, no, Bullock led off on the main event. No, it goes to me. So, good show. Solid match, solid event. Not as good as AEW. AEW wins the night because there was a lot of bad juju. There was a lot of cutouts. There was a lot of segments that we really didn't get into that kind of took the show down. There was only 3 good quality matches. And for a 2 hour show, that doesn't necessarily mean victory at the end of the night. So, I'm going to give the victory to AEW tonight. They do win the match, the battle. I give this about a 6.5 out of 10. I'm sorry, I got to be honest with this one. I liked AEW better than NXT tonight. So, Anthony, it's yours.
Slight underscore MF. 7 out of 10 is my rating for this. You know, yes, we did have some cutout matches. Yes, I understand that. But they furthered several angles ahead of the takeover, and there were some good quality matches that I enjoyed, and the show moved along very nicely. To be honest with you, but the women's match with Blackheart and Dakota, that was the fight of the night. Main event was the second best fight of the night, and then you also had the that solid match with Adam Cole and Austin Theory. 3 quality matches there. Um, but what really did it for me tonight, like the Cody segment in AEW, the Balor and O'Reilly thing with Shawn Michaels. I mean, the way WWE presented that segment was awesome. Kyle O'Reilly and Finn Balor showing each other respect while also saying they would each win was the best way to go with this match. This is Kyle O'Reilly's big moment to prove he is capable of being a top guy on his own. He didn't look nervous or hesitant. He was confident and convincing in every way. Finn Balor is the heavy favorite, but Kyle O'Reilly did an excellent job giving people a reason to think he actually might win the title at TakeOver. So that's one extra thing I wanted to get off my chest. So I do agree with MF. It's a 7 out of 10. Slight disagreement on the rating. It's a 7 out of 10 for me, mainly because of that segment that put it over the top, really. But at the end of the night, AEW still won the night, and with what AEW has on the pipeline for next week, I wouldn't be surprised if they win the night again next week. So that's all there is to say. Solid 7 out of 10. So Bullock, good show, but just not good enough. They missed it by that much.
Yeah, I'll give it a 7 out of 10 as well. I agree with everything you guys said, so there's really nothing more to say. I think let's just put a ball on this night flex.
All right, and tomorrow night is another edition of College Football Thursday. We got a big lineup. Some key matchups. Anthony will get us into it at 10:30 Eastern. Then Friday night, Cerebral Smack Talk, SmackDown Live recap, preview of NXT Takeover 31, and then on Saturday, NFL Saturday, Sunday, we're going to recap NXT TakeOver 31. And then Monday, we do it all over again with Ridiculously Raw. So we're going to have a pretty busy week heading up. So nothing more to say. Thank you so much as always, guys. Like the video, leave a comment at the bottom. Share with all your friends around the social media platforms around the world. And until then, we will see you tomorrow night. So long, everybody.